Yeah, they're not going to think about, oh man, we need to repent and come back to the Lord. No, they're going to be thinking about what they do in action. And the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to try to fight against these different forces. Whether it be World War III or the war against the Lord. The main war. All right? And they're going to fail miserably going.
Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words,
right,
but will arise against the house of the evildoers.
Right, and he will rise up against the house of the evildoers. And we are in the house of the evildoers right now. So how is this entity going to rise up against the evildoers? We're going to see in plain sight real soon. Go on, brother.
And against the help of them that work iniquity.
Right, and against the helpers of them that work iniquity. And iniquity just means a multitude of sins. And this society has perpetuated that sort of way of lifestyle, man, against the people. How to live unjustly. How to accept all manner of wickedness and madness, man. Like on the YouTube, they promoting that homosexuality on a higher level because they trying to get the people to accept that lifestyle. I remember what is it, 15 years ago, it was uncool to do that. It was uncool to come out and say he was this and that and third, man. He like other men. It was uncool back then. Now all of a sudden, it's the coolest thing in the world. But guess what? The reason being is you have the media outlets, they messing with the people's psyche and they try to manipulate the people to accept that understanding. To accept that it's okay. You understand? But it all goes back to the Georgia Guidestones because they want to maintain humanity under 500 million. So if they can get the people to accept that lifestyle, right, in terms of destroying themselves, and that would then, fulfill their agenda, fulfill their plan, and it's working very well. Okay, but it's only gonna go so far. Right, go on, brother.
This is Revelation 18. And 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication.
And that's going to be the core reason on why these other nations, they're going to have to go to this nuclear war. That's the core reason. All right, and it's really a setup because the Lord set up these people to do all of this wickedness just so the fulfillment of prophecy can be declared. That's all it is, man. And that's why we got to thank the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that we are the ones that have been given this word. A lot of people, they don't even know about the word. They don't even know about the word of Yahweh Shah or the truth. So if you got this truth, man, hold on to it. That's why it says hold fast into that until I come. If you can find that for me, brother, I think it's in Revelations 2. Actually, Revelations 3, where it speaks about hold that fast and I shall keep you from our temptation. That's in Revelations 3, and I believe it's, let me see. Oh, you got it, you're going.
As a Revelation 2 and 25, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Right.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
That's a good one too, but I don't want you to get that one. I want you to get that one. I want you to get the one where it says, he that keep my word. You got it, right? Go on.
As a Revelation 3 and 10,
That's it.
because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, and that's the key point. So if we keep this word, brothers, then the Lord will keep us from the hour of temptation, which the hour of temptation is going to be the time where society is going to cut off completely. And these people are going to be running to and fro. And these women out there, they're going to be screaming like they've never screamed in their life due to what's going to happen. Excuse me. All right? And it's going to be a lot of panic in the environment. The spirit of panic is going to be floating in the air. So once we see that and we hold on to the word of Yahweh Shai, we're going to be preserved and we're going to be saved from that. And we're not only just going to be seeing the panic of the people, but we're also going to be seeing the police having to shoot certain people down because they're being, insubordinate. So the environment is going to get crazy. Right now, everything's peaceful, everything's lovely, okay, so on and so on. But guess what? There's going to be great judgment out here, like you've never seen before. Okay, there's going to be great judgment out here like you've never seen before. You understand? And that judgment is going to come real soon. It's going to be martial law, okay? And it's going to be all sorts of drought afterwards. Okay, it's like the brother required, man. He did a specialty, a good video, even with pride, man. You know, you got this thing called gay pride and stuff like that. All right, but the Lord set it up beautifully to for them to quote that mantra, because guess what? Pride, what does it say? It says pride go before a fall, or pride go before destruction. So if you're prideful and doing something that's not right or wicked, then the Lord is going to have you be destroyed. So it's all set up, man.
And that they're becoming more and more pride, man, and abominations, man. I was reading this thing on the internet whereby they put a picture of these two guys kissing each other, yeah? And they was speaking, because a lot of people, their reaction was, you know, it's disgusting, and they did what you call that, research to see the people's reaction on what they thought about that photo, right? To make kissing. And a lot of guys were like disgusted about it, yeah? And then so they put out this article about how it's a shame and how embarrassing it is that there's people that find that disgusting and whatnot, yeah? And if you go on the comment board, I went on the comment board, yeah? And anybody that says anything, say, oh, you know, he's a God-created man and the woman is here, like you get a 1,000 people come up against you. That's right. As soon as you say anything negative about it, you get hundreds of people, you know, cursing you out in the comment board, man.
That's right. And if they want to stone you to death, they can do that too.
Talking about, you know, God made Adam and Steve and whatnot, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's that? There's a scripture in
Genesis, the 3rd chapter.
the one that speaks about how, like, I believe they call evil good.
Oh, that's in Isaiah, the 5th chapter. No, it's Amos 5. Amos 5. It's got to be Amos 5.
You know?
Save your money.
So literally, even us coming out here is like pretty much the whole world is against us, man.
Yeah.
7 sisters to here.
Yeah, and that's true what the brother was saying, because right now, the world that we live in today, evil is good. Evil is the right way. But the way of righteousness is evil. See, so when we come out here and we speak about righteousness, then all of a sudden it's weird. Like, what are these guys doing? What the hell are they doing? You know what I mean? So read that. That just goes to show you the madness of this world that we live in. Huh? It's probably in Isaiah, the 5th chapter. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil.
Alright, what I said. See, when you watch the news, you know definitely this is the end, man. That's right. So Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
That's the whole thing. It says woe unto them. And the word woe means, what is that? Destruction. You understand? But the world we live in today, I want to repeat myself one more time. The world that we live in today is that evil is good and good is evil. So if you're just an asshole, all right, or you're just doing things that exhibit evil or wickedness, then you're the coolest person out of the bunch. All right, if you accept all manner of bogusness, then you're the coolest guy, or you're the coolest one. You understand? And that's what this world is all about. It's all about madness and self-destruction. That's why it says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Read that verse one more time. That's why the society is going to get the ultimate woe, which I mean destruction. Go on.
I woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Right.
That put darkness for light.
And that put darkness for light. You see that? They put darkness for light, and that's what the society does.
And light for darkness.
And light for darkness. And that's why everybody's walking in darkness right here. You know, we try to help our people out with this word, and they don't really want to hear the word. They want to walk around in darkness, man. Spiritual darkness. Which darkness is the ways of this world, the society. Lostness. You understand? And you don't really know what the true way is, and you don't know what the wrong way is. You just going based on what you feel or what you want to do. That's what the media does.
That's why they start with your children in schools, man. They're making sure your children are indoctrinated to that ideology.
Right.
You know, like even whatever you teach them at home is already, man, your child can go and report you in the school, man.
That's right.
You can take your child away from you for that, man.
Yeah. And right now, the children today have more power over the parents because of the state. Because a lot of these kids, they're not owned. They're not owned by the parents. They're owned by the state, and that's why the parents are mandated to take these kids to these brainwashing centers, which are called the school systems. And if you don't do that, they can arrest you. See that?
And now they're saying you're gonna be parents are gonna be fined £120 if your child is any more than 20 minutes late at school. So you can
Say that again, bro.
You can be fined £120 if your child is any more than 20 minutes late at school.
Wow.
So you
See
can
that?
even put your child out of school now.
So that's showing you right there, and the government is clearly showing that they run your children. You don't run your children. You as a parent don't have the authority to run your children. Okay, if you try to discipline your own children the way you want to, hey, you're gonna either be fined or you're gonna be arrested. So it's getting that to that point right now. So while you're focusing on the superficial BS, which is what you get from your television, guess what? These elites are in getting themselves involved in think tanks and how to control you people. You understand? And this is what we've always been talking about. And so, you know, I mean, you got these guys. They come in this truth, and they think, well, if I fall out and I come back into the world, I'll be free from the truth. But guess what? Your law is being captivity in here. Okay, no matter where you try to go, no matter where you trying to run. Okay, we are in our modern day captivity right now. Okay, and that's just the thing. And even all of the multitude of the people, they're all slaves. They're nothing but slaves to the beggars. That's why their children can only but do so much. Keep going. You read that verse again one more time.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Right.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness.
And that's what's going on in this world. You know, a lot of the kids are being taught the ways of darkness and death. It's like in America, they got kids now that's engaging in sodomy, physical sodomy now. That's what they got the kids doing. So they're perpetuating that darkness state of lifestyle, or the lifestyle of death, which is what this world is all about. Because this is not a world of God; it's a world of Satan. Okay, you know what proves that? Because if this was a godly world, there'll be lines up of people hearing what we got to say. But that's not the case right now. It's go on, bro.
Because there's this girl I know here. She left school not too long ago. She used to go to an all-girls school. But then they said this, the school had to make an exception because there were some girls in our school that wanted to be boys. So that is an all-girls school, but they had to make an exception to allow those so-called girls to come in. Change the uniform and everything, to allow the so-called girls that want to be boys coming into the school.
Right.
So now you have girls that are just as boys in the school.
Right. You
Now,
see that?
so that they have to change the rules about in order to accept that particular group of students. And that's school, man.
That's right.
School age is like what, man? 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So a 13-year-old now can come and say, I don't want to be a girl anymore.
Yeah.
And come in as a boy, man. The school has to change the rules for her.
So really, so all of the things that the parents have taught their kids, that's going all out the window. Because now the kids, they're now confused. They're thinking, well, my parents told me this, but now the school's telling me another thing.
Yeah.
So now what's going on is these kids, they coming home and they disrespecting their parents. Okay, because they want to correspond with the ways of society. Because they're just children, and children have weaker minds. So they feed off what, their superiors say. But if you got a group of people saying the same thing, and your TV superstar saying the same thing that the teachers are saying, you're going to agree with that as a child. But what your mom is saying, that's not going to hold the weight. Or your father is saying, that's not going to hold the weight. You understand? So this society is already destroyed. It's spiritually gone.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 6. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Right.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Drop that. Give me 2nd Maccabees 6 chapter 15 verse. Because all of the wickedness of the society or the revival of ancient Rome has already been fulfilled. So now that's why we're so close to war. We're so close to a third world nuclear war. That's going to blow this society to smithereens. Here, read that. Actually, start from verse 14.
Second Maccabees 15 and 14.
Yeah.
This is second Maccabees 15 and 14.
No, 6 and 15.
6.
Yeah, 6 and 14.
Second Maccabees 6 and 14. For not as with other nations, whom Yahweh patiently forbeareth to punish, patiently forbeareth to punish till they become to fullness of their sins.
Right.
So dealeth he with us,
Right.
lest that being come to the height of sin,
Right, to the height of sin. Go on.
afterwards he should take vengeance on us.
Right.
And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us.
Right.
And though he punished with adversity,
Yeah.
yet doth he never forsake his people.
Right. So the way the Lord gets down is that the Lord, once the nations reach to the height of their sins, then the Lord then begins to take them down and destroy them. So Esau, as it stands right now, this revival of ancient Roman system, okay, has already fulfilled its wickedness. Okay, like, you know, you got a couple of people that's wearing this LGBT t-shirt, so that's already being fulfilled.
T-shirt, flags, like a whole bunch of soldiers just walking up and down, man. So I'm guessing there's something going on, some kind of parade or whatever going on somewhere here.
Right. But you know, brother, you gotta read, man. So it's you know, it's the zeal. You gotta have that zeal. But yeah, you know, that's what you have. And you have a stick over there that's promoting that LGBT values. Okay, and they already got everything in conjunction. I mean, it's already out on how you have certain people behind closed doors that's getting children and doing whatever they want to these children. Sexual power. So everything's all to be exposed and out in the open. You understand? So read that verse.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
The verse, the 15th verse.
Lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance on us, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us.
Right, he never withdrew of his mercy from us, although he destroyed our people and destroyed us as a nation. But guess what? The mercy has never been withdrawn. So this is why we're here out here, because we're here to draw back the elect of our people, which represents the Lord having mercy on them from the elect few. Okay, so now we're going to get something else now. And I mean, naturally, you would get mad because of what you see out here, but you really can't get mad because the Lord has to fulfill what's written inside. You know, if the Lord is going to destroy all of these people, then all of these people have to be conformed to some sort of wickedness. Once that's being fulfilled, then that prophecy which deals with that is going to be fulfilled. What I've just said. Yeah. No, you said you had a precept. Yeah, get your precept.
As Malachi 3 and 6, for I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Right. So the Lord changed not. So everything is the same. The way the Lord created everything is going to be the same, no matter how many people believe in this doctrine that you could just do what you want. You could transform your sex, your gender. Everything's the same. Okay, hey man, you could you could be a grown-ass man and get a sex operation change. It's still gonna be a man, because that's how you are biologically. Okay, you're still gonna be a man. A woman is still gonna be a woman. But other things that I'm alluding to as well as nature, it's always gonna remain the same. Nothing's gonna change. So read that again. Malachi 3 and 6.
I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
So the Lord didn't change nothing. It may seem like certain things are changing, but things are not changing. The same things that's going on right now has already happened before. Like in ancient Rome, you had an area called Pompeii in ancient Rome where they were having sex with animals. Okay, you had same-sex sexual activities going on, etc. guess what happened? The Lord destroyed that city in Rome, in ancient Rome, and this was 2,000 years ago. So what's going on right now by the promotion of the LGBT, that's going to bring in the reason on why the Lord is going to destroy this kingdom. That's going to fulfill prophecy. Okay, and how the Lord is going to get this place done in, man, in terms of this nuclear war. And it's not just about that. You got these harlots walking in the streets by the many. Okay, you've had many women that have dealt with multiple different men. So even that alone, hey man, that just makes it worse. You understand? And you have adultery. You have adulteresses and the adulterer that's committing adultery. You have a woman sleeping with another man. She already got a man already. And then you have the man that's trying to sleep with a woman that's already married to another man. So you have all of that stuff going on. The LGBT plus that, and other things too. Okay, you got child molesters out here. You got drug users and drug abusers, drug sellers. So this society, and there's other things that I haven't even made mention of, that haven't even came to my mind yet. That's happening in darkness, that we don't even know about. And if we knew about it, man, it would blow our freaking minds. So this society has already fulfilled its wickedness, and now it's going to be destroyed. And this is where we're at in 2017. And 2018 could very well be the year of the demise and then of the ending of the civilization. Go on, brother. If nothing happens in 2017, then I highly believe, likely, that something drastic is going to happen next year. Okay, go on, brother. Okay, we out here, like I said, I'm going to address this again. You know, we out here for our people. If you're a so-called black man, so-called Latino man, or so-called indigenous American Indian that's in this country, you ought to repent and come back to the Lord before it's too late. Because if you don't, then you're going to be destroyed. Okay, there's no other way about it. You know you're an Israelite, right? You see, you don't want to be bothered. So everything's already being destined to be played out. Go on, bro.
What did I go into?
I tell you, we're going to, let me see. I tell you what, go back to 2nd Ezra 9th chapter and read verse 22 again.
So 2nd Ezra 9 and 22, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Right, go on.
Let my grape be kept, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Right, I tell you what, hold that, give me Ezekiel in that chapter. Is it Ezekiel? No, Daniel, I think it's Daniel's 9. It speaks about those that sign pride for the abominations thereof. Oh, it's Ezekiel 9. Oh, I get it twisted, man. Ezekiel 9 and I think it's, you know to go.
As Ezekiel 9 and 4, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, and through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Yep.
And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, and through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done thereof.
Right, and this is in the Holy Bible. You know what I mean? I just want to readdress this again. Like I always readdress this every week. You know, we're not reading no Quran, we're not reading no Hebrew Negas. The only book that we stand on and that we believe on is the Bible. Okay? Now, keep reading.
And to the others he said in my hearing,
Yeah?
go ye after him through the city and smite.
Right, so it says, go ye through the city and smite. So these are the angels of God. Again, I thought God was all love. Right? So when you read this story, this is dealing with the story of how the Israelites were worshiping the Babylonians system, and they were especially the women are